What's going on, everyone? Hope you're all doing well. Unofficial Star Wars here. In today's video we have the full breakdown and things you may have missed in the newest episode of The Mandalorian, out now and available to watch on Disney+. Before we get started, there's a good amount of you that aren't actually subscribed to our channel, so go hit that subscribe button. It's free, you can always unsubscribe. Now to the video. Also, I should point out that this video does have spoilers to the newest episode of The Mandalorian, being Season 2, Episode 3, but that's obvious. So there's your warning. Also, stick around to the end of the video for my own personal review of this episode. So, we start off where we left off last with the Razorcraft's ship being in ruins, and we also see the opening shot we saw in the trailer as it passed by the planet Kol Iben, and it's on its way to the moon, Trask. As the ship begins to make its way closer to the planet, we hear Mando say "Dang Frick," or "Dang Ferrick," sorry about that, it's not Frick, it's Ferrick, which is also said later by one of the only Katan. Isn't it? It's also said in the very first episode in the season by the blue fish guy in episode 1. On the planet Trask, we see there Admiral Akbar's species, the Mon Calamari, and the Quorum, which is those squid-like creatures that are after Mando and the child. I did not see it coming when the Quorum tried to feed the child to the squid-like monster. I didn't really understand the whole point of that, especially when it has such value. Why would they be trying to kill it? Also, I should mention that the vessel type of ship that they are on looks like an old Rebel cruiser, the same one that they used in the Rogue One movie to crash the two Star Destroyers into each other. That was an awesome scene with the same calamari type of species flying it into those Star Destroyers. Love that scene. Then, of course, I was screaming at the top of my lungs when we saw the Night Owls come in to the rescue. We also see that Mando's jetpack works underwater, which I found a little interesting. I love how they work, the same with that fluid type of teamwork fighting style as we see in the Clone Wars show. It's just really cool. After leaving Death Watch in the Clone Wars show, after Maul took it over, Bo-Katan formed a new type of group called the Night Owls, as we know, and we can see their markings and their armor, so it's a cool little reference and just cool details, okay? Also, I want to say rest in peace to Baby Yoda's little carrier, as it's dented and pretty destroyed badly. I'm not sure if they're gonna fix it up or whatever, if it's just done for, and that's it. I mean, rest in peace to it. It's been with us ever since the very first episode back in season 1, since the beginning. I wonder if we'll get a new one, or if this is just kind of like a marking saying that he's going to be growing. Go check out that video. We also get some clarity with Bo-Katan and the Death Watch, as she mentions that the Mandalorian is from a cult-like group that broke off from the Mandalorians, being the Death Watch, who worked with Maul after he took over Mandalore in the Clone Wars. I'll explore more about that and why the Mandalorian doesn't remove his helmet in a different video. It's all really quite interesting, but for now, to put it in simple words, Bo-Katan and her group of Mandalorians that are left are really considerably the real Mandalorians, quote-unquote, she says. We also hear the Mandalorians say that anyone who goes to Mandalorian dies, or Mandalore, sorry about that. So we see kind of like a propaganda type of thing as we saw in Star Wars Battlefront 2, with the Empire trying to scare off people from going to Mandalore, so it's more than likely that they are in control of it. Moving on, as they take over the freighter with the weapons that Bo-Katan and her people will use to restore peace and the rightful crown on Mandalore. We also see the same fighting style in the Clone Wars, making it all feel super fluid and just cool, and it's a very teamwork fighting style. It's just so cool to see that in live action with those characters. The Mandalorian, on the other hand, isn't used to this type of fighting style, as he always works alone and fights alone, almost like a defensive type of fighting is what many people have described it as. He also depends on his armor quite a bit, a little too much, taking lots of hits. I mean, really, that's just obnoxious. Also, this same freighter can also be seen in the Phantom Menace in the background, as Qui-Gon and all of them enter Mos Espa, Anakin's village. It can also be seen in the animated shows as well. When they reach the hangar, I loved how they just opened up the hangar door to let the Imperials out easily out the back and let them fly out the ship. Work smarter, not harder, I guess you could say. Bo-Katan speaks to the cockpit, letting them know that they are on the ship and that they are next and that they're coming to the cockpit next, and she tells them to put some tea on. This is a callback to the Clone Wars and Mandalore, as tea is a big part of their culture in Mandalore, kind of like some other cultures here on Earth, I guess you could say. We then see Moff Gideon speak to the Imperial commander, ordering him to crash the freighter, saying, "Long live the Empire." Sure, you can say this is just helping a lost cause with the Empire, but these are the same types of people and Imperials and guys that are part of the rise of the First Order. Also, I want to say that the soundtrack during this whole scene is absolutely amazing and fire. I've been loving the Mandalorian soundtrack for Season 2 so far. It's been awesome. And then with that, Bo-Katan and the Night Owls take over the ship, and they are off on their way. We can also see that Bo-Katan is after the Darksaber that the rightful crown ruler of Mandalore is supposed to have, I guess, as it's from way back in ancient times of Mandalore. So, all I can say with that is I bet we'll be seeing Bo-Katan again sometime. As we know, Moff Gideon does have the Darksaber, and Moff Gideon is after the child, and it's just kind of like a circle, I guess you could say, almost. And then, with that, we get what we have all been waiting for, the highlight of this episode, Ahsoka Tano. Bo-Katan tells Mando that he can find a Jedi, Ahsoka Tano, on the planet Corvus, which is a callback to the ship we see in Star Wars Battlefront 2 in the story mode, as the Inferno Squad ship is named the Corvus. And then, of course, I was screaming at the top of my lungs, as Ahsoka Tano is now confirmed for live action for The Mandalorian, and the rumors are true. More than likely being played by Rosie O'Hara Dawson, as it's been rumored for so long. And so far, all the rumors of Boba and Bo-Katan are true, and now Ahsoka. And of course, even though this episode was a bit short and could have been a bit longer, I mean, I'm not really complaining. This episode was perfect, and I loved it in every way. So with that, I rate this episode a 10 out of 10. Go comment below on what you thought about this episode in the comments down below. I love to read and respond to you guys and just interact with you guys in general. Leave a like if you enjoyed today's video, as it really helps out the channel, and subscribe for more videos from us. Check out our Instagram, Unofficial Star Wars, linked in the description below for more content from us. And of course, may the Force be with you. This is the way. Peace out.